Hello, Unity community, and welcome back to another official Unity live stream here on twitch.tv/Unity, as well as the official Unity YouTube page. Welcome on in, everybody. My name is Jackson. I'm one of your community managers, and it is my job to bring you all of the live stream content that you see on these channels. Thank you so much for being here with us, folks. We've got a very exciting show for you. We're going to be bringing in people from the Struct and Unity Play teams, and we're going to be opening up a showcase and telling you how all of you can win. But before we dive into all of that, I want to say hey and welcome everybody in. So please, if you are watching in the live chat right now, let me know where in the world you are tuning in from. One of the most amazing things as a community manager is seeing just how far our community stretches across the globe. Thank you again to everybody watching live. If you are here in the moment, please be aware that this is a conversation and we want to hear from you. So if you are watching live like Bob Lee is, like The Bull, of course, is, like President Zaddy, like we've got Cruz and Dulac GGD on the Twitch side, please let us know that you're here. We are having a conversation. You have streamlined access to our guests today. If you have questions, if you have comments, we want to hear them. We want to hear from you. If you are watching this after the fact as a VOD on YouTube, take a look down at that navigation bar, as we will have chaptered out this video to make it super easy for you to hop around to whichever parts of the stream most appeal to you. Thank you, everybody, for letting me know that the mic was super loud. I'm sure it's partially settings and partially that I'm yelling at you. So apologies for that, but great to have you all here. And people tuning in from all over the world. We got Las Vegas, Golden Character Design. We got Cruz and Joyzy. We got Dulac GGD watching from Poland, Czech. We've got friends in India, Czech. We've got Texas, Germany, all over the world. Thank you all so very much for joining us wherever you are tuning in from. Again, the way that we create live stream content here is in hopes of inspiring, educating, and entertaining you all, as well as connecting you with the Unity community. The indie game dev spirit is strong. And we love giving you all opportunities to participate, to engage, to create. And I think that today is going to be a fantastic opportunity for that. Before we dive into exactly what we're talking about today, we got a little bit of housekeeping because next week is GDC. It is a big time in the indie game dev world, and I want to be able to bring all of you a little slice of GDC. We have Unity representatives down in the city. If you are going to be at GDC, please go and look for opportunities to find our team and say hey. However, if there's a lot of people, if there's a lot in the way of you getting down there, which for most people I think is true, we will be bringing you some live stream content. We have a full plate of content planned for you on these channels, so make sure to come on back and check those out. We have a stream on Tuesday. We have 2 streams on Wednesday. We have a stream on Thursday as well. Because of confidentiality laws and NDAs, I actually can't tell you what some of the streams are until Monday. But what I will tell you is on Wednesday, the IGF Awards are going to be going strong. They're going to be happening live. We're going to be doing a watch party, so if you want to come and join us and celebrate indie excellence, that will be a great opportunity. And on Thursday, we're going to be doing a game show, an indie dev game show, where you guys will have control of the flow of the show. Lots of opportunities for you to interact and control everything that happens in the show. Very excited for that. For all of this information and more, please be on the lookout on Monday when we send all of that information out and we get you all of the schedule as is necessary. Lots of cool things coming. I promise that the 2 ones I'm not able to mention are even cooler. So come and check it out. Hang out with your indie dev community during GDC. Apparently I'm still screaming at you all, so I'll see if I can just, at the very least, just put it further from my face. We will handle that on the fly, everybody. But I think with all of that being said, we will we will quickly transition here and welcoming in our 2 guests from the Struct and Unity Play teams. Please welcome Diego and Ulz. Welcome on in, you two. How are you?
Hello.
Pretty good. Thank you.
Good. Good, good,
Very
good.
good.
How are your ears? Because apparently I've been screaming at you.
It was quite loud.
It was quite loud. Good. That's actually a compliment in my world. So thank you for that. Diego and Ulz both work at Unity. We're going to get to know you guys a little bit before we dive into telling everyone how they can enter to win some prizes. Let's start with you, Ulz. Where in the world are you? What do you do with Unity? How long have you been here? Give me the good stuff.
Yeah, hi. Ulz here. I've been here at Unity for 3 years now, almost, working on Struct, which is a light game creation tool. Living here in Berlin, Germany, and good to be here.
Yeah, great to have you always. Two newcomers to the stream. That's both your first time here, so welcome. I hope that you guys are excited to be here. We've been talking for a couple of weeks now, if not into a month, about this stream. So we've been looking for an opportunity. I'm very excited to finally have you here. Diego, why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself as well?
Yeah, thanks, Jackson, for having us. My name is Diego. Hello, everyone. I'm also a member of the Struct team, and I joined Unity about 2 years ago. So I am basically the community manager for both Struct and Unity Play. And yeah, I'm the guy doing the bridge between the developers and the community. So I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Honestly, I love the way that you kind of describe the responsibility of a community manager, because that's how I do it as well. Like previously, before I was at Unity, I worked in the games industry proper, I suppose, mobile games industry. And that's how I always described it. I'm the bridge between the community and the game team, and then in that role specifically, also the marketing team. So being that line of communication through everybody, you kind of represent all parties, which is interesting. Now, before we move on, the one other question I like to ask to get to know our community a little bit, and it always seems like it should be an easy question, and it never feels like it is, but what are your guys' favorite games? Ulz,
Can I start? Yeah.
You can start, absolutely.
My gaming career goes quite a long way. But currently, and that's probably one of the games I play most of the time is Counter-Strike right now. But if I had to go into a different direction and go for like an adventure theme, it would be probably The Legend of Zelda. Most of the games from Zelda are really good, but my favorite would be Ocarina of Time. I think that's what I grew up with, and I think there's a lot of people that like that game.
Oh, absolutely. That's a strong one. I've actually never finished it. I've started it because I was never a Nintendo kid growing up. So and then I went back in like the last 3 or 4 years, and I never finished it. Diego, easy question, just a lob. We're gonna set you up here. What's your favorite game?
I'm an old school player, so I think my favorite ones are Mega Man X4, if I can be more precise, and Donkey Kong Country. These are my favorites. But if we go to online experience, Counter-Strike and Dota 2.
There we go.
Okay. Getting into some competitive stuff there as well with both of you. I like it. I like it a lot. So with that, I feel like we can we get to know you a little bit more, and that'll continue throughout the stream. I'm sure we'll just ask you a bunch of questions. If you guys are watching live in the chat, feel free to get to know our people a little bit better. Ask questions, be curious. That's part of what we do here. But you guys are here to kind of showcase Struct and Unity Play. So Diego, we're going into this Unity Play overview. Now, it's something that you work on every single day, but for anyone who's not aware, how do you typically describe Unity Play? What do people need to know about it?
Yeah, so Unity Play is a platform. It's like a website. You can just go there and play many different games or publish the creations you have, the games you create with Unity Editor. And we believe that many people, many newcomers, or like people starting creating the games could benefit from using Unity Play, but it may also happen that they don't even know it exists. So we would like to kind of show this a little bit today, talk a little bit longer about how can they use it, and
awesome.
Basically talk about the benefits.
So you've prepared slides, which I love. I love a slideshow. I know it's almost like at some points a cliche that people are like, great, you have a slideshow for us, but you kept it short, you kept it sweet. So what do people need to know? Go through your little slideshow here. I love it.
Yeah, so basically, as I was saying, I would like to tell a little bit more about how they can benefit from Unity Play And here, as we have on the left side, this is how Unity Play used to look like. So it's not like a new tool. However, in July 2024, we did some changes to Unity Play, and this is how it looks like now on the right side. So basically, there were a couple of changes. Now you can also mouse over some of the games, and you will see some preview of the games. If you don't like the preview, you can move to the next one. But yeah, the 2.0 version looks really clean. But I think the most important thing with this change is that now we are also taking care of this page every single day, like checking the new games, trying to have a good rotation in terms of let's give more chances to other people creating games and make sure that we allow everyone to have a better spotlight.
Yeah, so it's kind of twofold, right? Like for a general audience, it's a collection of cool games that they can pop in and play, and they do. We can see some, and I think we'll see more in a bit here, but some of the numbers of how many people are playing how many games. But on the other side, it's a very approachable, accessible way for people to put their games in front of audiences. Just to get a temperature check, those of you in the chat here, how many of you have submitted a game to play.unity.com, and how many of you are even aware that this platform exists? Because I know we've talked about it a couple of times when we do game jams. Typically, this is how we get our games in front of our audience, but I'm curious to know. Diego, back to you.
Yeah, so I'll also keep moving to the right side as you were asking them if they managed to upload some games. It's super easy to upload. People might be wondering how much effort it requires. Basically, there are two ways for you to do it. As soon as you go to the browser of your computer, you can just open Unity Play, log into your Unity editor account, and then on the top right corner, you have this upload button. It's like super easy. You just like choose a title, description, put a screenshot of the game, or maybe a video if you like, upload it, and that's done. You already get a link to your game. You can also start sharing with your friends, family, whoever you like, or you can also upload straight from the Unity editor. You don't need to go to the page. You can also just, with a couple of clicks, send your game to the web browser version of Unity Play. So it's
awesome.
Super easy. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is going to be very important because the whole reason we're here today is to open up this showcase. So if people want to submit, this is a part of the process that they're really going to need. So maybe we actually come back to this slide later in the stream as well, just to see. I've seen kind of getting the temperature check here. Some people just learning about it. Some people just were kind of familiar and not really aware of it. Some people saying they've tried to, but we've got a little bit more that I want to let Diego talk about, and then we can circle back to some of these things as well.
Yeah, and by the way, we also have the showcases. As I showed in the previous slide, you can upload your games either through the main page, like as a general upload, or you can go to one of the showcases and upload your game there. So we had the first showcase taking place last year around September. And at the beginning, we were concerned that maybe we wouldn't have enough interest because we didn't like actively promote it. So we were expecting to have interest, but we were also concerned. But at the end of the day, we managed to get the first 500 submissions pretty quickly within the first few weeks. And some of these entries, they got thousands and thousands of plays. So for example, the game at the top is called Nimrods, and they had more than 150,000 plays, actually. So it was pretty successful, and we were really happy. We had a blast. Yeah.
It's interesting to see Stratton Studios on there because I know they're making breakout indie games that other parts of Unity are working to cover as well. So it's cool to see. We also see people kind of saying my game was too big, these types of things. I've seen people put in demos on Play and using it just as kind of a vertical slice to put additional exposure for your game. And Diego, you were actually telling me about like a really specific success story around that as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Nimrods is probably one of the best examples because, well, imagine that if you get 150,000 people playing your game or demo on Unity Play, and then you have like this link to your game, to your Steam page in the description, and these people go there, then you also have high chances that these people might purchase your product. So,
yeah, of course. Was there anything else on your slideshow?
Yeah, I have more stuff here.
I want to make sure that we're not missing it.
Yeah, it's just I have a couple more slides, not many. Basically, I wanted to share some summaries about the showcases. We had 5 showcases since September 2024, more than 1,000 games uploaded, which means that we also had an increased amount of quality games being published there. So if you are not a developer and you just want to play some games and have some fun, this is also the place for you, right? You can just open Unity Play in your browser pretty quickly, start browsing the games and find what suits you the best. And I'm pretty sure you'll find some great quality games. Mm-hmm. And also rewards, because people love it and we should for sure talk about it. So when you participate in these showcases, which are basically contests, you have a chance of winning some Unity Asset Store assets, which could be from like up to $1,500 or $250 for the top 3 players, or if you're in the top 5 or top 10, depending on the showcase we are running, you could get 25% discount. However, for me, the best reward you could get here is the visibility, because if you're a winner and then you get your game being displayed at the top of the page, then you can get thousands and thousands of plays, and this could help you, especially if you are a newcomer, because they might be like, okay, I created this game, but I don't know how to get started, like promoting. I think this is where we can help them, and then you can get these people going to your product like that.
Yeah. Welcome to My Truth said, how can developers make money for their games, or is this just asset store credits? So for this specific showcase, for these showcases, the prizes are Unity asset store credits. But like we were just saying, it's a great opportunity to get your game in front of other people and then leverage it towards those business opportunities. What's next, Diego?
So just to wrap up, I have just another 2 slides. So the first showcase we had last year in September was the Unity Play launch showcase, and we had more than 700 entries and so many great entries. It was so hard to pick only the top 10, but like we were surprised with the quality and how fun they were. Tic Tac Tick is actually a new experience to the famous tic-tac-toe type of game. There's like an RPG element. They're all great games, right? So if you would like to try some of them, you can just basically take notes of the game names here. And then we had the Winter Showcase at the end of the year in December, and it was running until January this year. And we also got too many games. However, we got half of the amount, but that's most likely because it was a themed showcase. It was Winter Showcase. So yeah, I think for the slides, it's pretty much it, but we can also talk a little bit more about Unity Play.
Yeah, so I think that's a fantastic kind of overview, and seeing the chatter be very, very lively right now with our Unity community and people with curiosities. And I think it just goes to show that this is a very powerful tool that people just need to hear more about. And that's kind of what we're here to do right now. So I think that's really, really fun. The Winter Showcase that you touched on a little bit, I'd love to go into a little bit more details, because my understanding is with this Adventure Showcase that we're opening up today, we kind of took a lot of the structure from that and then iterated off of that. So there were specific rules to that one. Can you kind of give us that breakdown as we recap the Winter Showcase?
Yeah, sure. So for the Winter Showcase, we basically also request, for every showcase, you have to go there and make sure you read the rules. And that was a concern because we had so many great entries that were not specifically winter related, and we wanted to reward them and make sure that they were the top 10. However, since there was not a single snow falling or anything that would kind of remind us of the winter season, then they didn't end up being in the top 10. So for the upcoming showcase, which we'll be talking about, they need to make sure that they go through the rules and make sure that it's themed. It's a themed game, so that they have real chances of also basically snatching the rewards.
Yeah, so number 1 tip, pay attention to the rules. I feel like that should be an obvious thing, but hey, we got to put that info out there for you guys as well. Pay attention to the rules. And as someone who's PR focused and like spins words and makes connections to things, you can justify a game being of a genre and of a theme pretty easily. You just have to put in this much thought. So that's an important one. Is there, Diego, do you want to pop open your screen share and just show us like that showcase page so that people are a little more familiar with Unity Play?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Perfect. So this is the Unity Play page. As I was talking about, this page has been reworked, and now you can basically mouse over the top games and you get like this preview of the game. Then if you scroll down, you can also see the games split by categories. So you have the first person 2D platformer. Then we have the showcase winners. And if you click here, you get a list of all the great showcase entries we had in the past few months, right?
Seeing like 20,000 plays for one of the top games is pretty bonkers.
Yeah, Tic-Tac-Tic was like pretty fun because it's a tic-tac-toe game with RPG elements. We didn't expect to play this type of game, but also Christmas Spirit was a great one because that was actually the Winter Showcase winner. And then, yeah, but we have many other categories: adventure, casual, puzzle, action. But I would like to bring then attention to the showcases page. If you find the sport here and then you click on see all, you can see all the showcases, the previous ones, the running ones, and the upcoming. Of course, right now, as you can see, most of them are completed. But then if you click here in the adventure showcase, you see that this one is running, right? So this is the length of this showcase. You have 47 days. We know that maybe to create a new game from scratch, it might be not enough, but you don't need to like deliver a complete game. If you want to deliver a demo or something that would kind of put you in a good chance of winning, that's good enough, I would say. And you need to make sure that you click here on rules and prizes. And once you do, you can see what are the basic rules, what you need to make sure to read. Like, for example, it needs to be an adventure game. And then you can also find about the rewards here. You can get up to $1,000 or 25% discount, and also the chance of getting your game highlighted in the main page. And yeah, to submit a game is super simple. Just click here. Oops, I need to sign in. My apologies.
Show us your password. Show us your password.
Yeah.
Be brave. Be bold.
You sure? Maybe not.
No, we'll take away your screen share so you can sign in, so you can show some people.
Okay.
But, so we're showing off the adventure showcase and how you're going to be able to submit. I know there's been a number of questions coming through already. This is a good opportunity for you guys to kind of learn about it and hopefully get some information, get some of those questions answered. But if not, I'll circle back to some of them here.
Yeah.
Diego, are you ready to go? I want to make sure we're not about to dox you. Okay, good.
It's fine. So once you click and submit your game, you will see this page, and then you can just like put a title, description here. Make sure you also add some screenshots or videos to make it more appealing for other people to play your games. And then toggle the boxes, mark everything that needs to be marked, and just click submit. It's as simple as that. However, if you want to participate in the showcase, make sure you are seeing this screen, because if you try to upload it from here, like at the top that says upload your game, then you are uploading as a like general upload, not the showcase, and I won't know, and you maybe miss the chance of winning.
Yeah. So that I think already in itself answered a number of the questions that we saw. WebGL is going to be the format that you guys are going to need to use in order to upload to play.unity.com. I know that there's a number of people kind of being like, well, that's not the game that I'm working on right now. And we've got Code with Petipois asking, can I upload something that we've made in the past? Yes, I think that's a good opportunity, right? It doesn't need to be something that you create specifically for this showcase. If you already have a piece of content ready and you want to get in here and submit it, repurpose it, right? If you've worked on something in the past and it's not, and you are able to convert it to be a web submission, there's a lot of opportunities that don't mean you need to start a new game today. So there's lots of accessibility points here for you all, lots of opportunities for you to get in. So again, any game was the question. Make sure it has an adventure theme. Make sure it has an adventure theme. So you spent some time going through Diego and going through all of the submissions and making sure, for Diego's sake, make sure you have an adventure theme. Also, we have 6 submissions and the entry is only open today, which is really, really exciting. So we can say right now, the adventure showcase is open now. We've got a little bit of the overview that we just went through here. So we can make sure that We've also got an asset prepared that we can show everybody. Here you are. This is how you can win. This is your window. This is where you will go to submit and get more information. Lots of opportunities here. Do the games being showcased have to be free, says Profit? For you to upload it, it will then be available for everybody for free. So if you have a paid version on a different platform, by uploading it here, it would no longer be paid. So maybe a vertical slice, maybe a demo would be a better approach. So we encourage everybody to go through and submit. You have about a month and a half. We'll be coming back in May. Diego will have made all of the choices of who wins, and we will be playing some of those winners on stream. So you'll have if you are one of our winners, you'll have your game at the top of Unity Play in a special showcase winners tab/category. We'll be bringing your game on the stream. There might be opportunities if you are here, you have submitted, you have won, to ask you questions. We've done that in the past as well. And of course, asset store prizes. Can you give me the overview of the prizes again, Diego? I want to know.
Sure. Let me share again the screen. There we go. So yeah, when you go to the showcases, click in Adventure Showcase, click on Rules and Prizes, and then you have all the information about the prize here at the bottom. So basically, this is what you can get as the first place, up to $1,000, then $500, $250, and then for the next two spots, then you would make 25% off for an asset store purchase. And of course, all the top 5 would have the games featured somewhere in our page. But yeah, the main winner might have a spot at the very, very top of Unity Play.
Perfect. That's great. And I just wanted to hammer home the prizes because there's a running, I'm sure, joke within the games community or within the content creation community that will pay you an exposure, right? Like, congratulations, you win exposure. And it's like, okay, but winning actual things is better. So having these asset store vouchers and prizes is very, very appealing. Also saw the question in the YouTube chat here from Relatos del Otro Lado. Crushed it, I'm sure. No notes on that one. Is it free to try? All of this is free. 100% free to submit, to create an account, to get in there. Even if you wanted to be on the other side and play some other games and look for inspiration, free. So get in there, make something that's very, very cool. And I think, did we give everybody all the information that they need, Diego? And we can hop into the second portion of this, which I'm excited for.
I think so.
All right. I'm very much looking forward to it. And Diego, I know your system's struggling a little bit. We're done with your screen share. You can shut it down and you can join us back in the land of quality frame rate. Heck yes. Look at buttery smooth over there. Wow. Is there a calendar for future showcases? I believe as of now, this is the next one that you have publicly revealed. I'm sure there will be more down the line, and I'm sure we will let everybody know here on these streams when and where people should go and check it out. So transitioning here to the next portion of our stream. We've talked a lot about how people should submit, how they could repurpose old games, how they could take what they're currently working on and submit it. We've extended a challenge here to Ulz. We said, Ulz, you have 60 minutes. You are the expert in Struct. I'm using expert, okay? And if you don't like it, that's fine. You can let me know. But the expert in Unity Struct, can you make us a game, an adventure game to submit in 60 minutes? This, again, might be exposure to a tool set that people were not aware of. I know that this was something that we talked about at Unite last year during our live stream sessions, and the number of people in chat that were like, whoa, I had no idea that was a thing. It was very, very high. So we're going to pop into Struct, which is Ulz, I'll let you explain it because you do it better. But yeah, we're going to poll all of you watching in the Unity community, and you will have input onto what game Ulz makes, and then Diego and I will mostly just contribute random nonsense. So Ulz, how do you typically describe Struct to people?
Yeah, all right. I mean, Struct pretty much is a easy to use game development tool. So if you are not very familiar with any tools like the Unity editor, where it can be really daunting if you want to create your first game and have to learn a lot of the basics or advanced techniques to create a game. Struct is really your tool. We provide over 1,500 assets, so you can really start and get going. Maybe if you can show up the screen share here, then you can basically access it via the play.com website. So we have the make a game in your browser, and you can just click there. It will load up a few seconds.
You can also get there from the studio tab at the very top of the screen, correct?
Yeah, exactly. You can also access it up here. So, and then we are already here in the create screen. So we create a blank project, and of course today we want to create an adventure game. But for a brief overview, I will show you what Struct can offer for your ideas. I mean, sometimes you have some ideas and it takes like hours to set it up. You can just simply go up in here, and then with WASD, you can move the camera. With right click, you can look around. You can also, with the middle mouse, pan around. We have a variety of styles. So here it's just a gray empty scene. But with just one click, we change the skybox and the terrain, for example. So there's a lot of options for you to choose from. We can also go in here, for example, add some water if you want some beachy or sandy or pirate-themed adventure game. We can also set up some custom lighting. So if you say, okay, it should be actually quite dark here, so you can also make it dark. So that's all built in, basically. We have also some other options like fog. If it doesn't crash, it doesn't. And this will actually not show in the editor, but if we start the game, then you will see it in a moment. We have also the gravity slider. Could add some rainfall or some mist, for example. So here it shows. So it's super easy to set up an initial theme. Yeah. Maybe have some snowfall.
Winter Wonderland.
And we can also just customize the skybox here with one click. You don't have to export textures, import them, set them up, etc. So it's super easy for you to get started. I'll get back to the default preset here. You might be wondering, how do I start the game? How can I play? So the easiest way, we have a man one here. So you can just simply drag and drop. And that's it. We have a toggle up here. It says is a player. And we can already move around. So you don't have to set up a player controller, anything. The UI is there for you. And that's so simple to build. And we could build some platforms here. Build a small level, for example. We'll go and then put the goal platform. And this goal actually is a game object that is a victory condition. So if you step on it, the game will end. If I can manage to get in there, boom.
And you know what? That had adventure in it. You adventured to the end goal there. Congratulations.
Pretty much, yeah. And that's the super easy way to set it up. We have, as mentioned, over 1,500 customers assets. So if we go up here, we can already see like this. These are the new assets we just recently added. And there's themed around football or sports, platforming or buildings. You can really build modular buildings. We have street racing games, for example.
Cool.
So there's a ton of stuff for you to experiment with and build your own adventure game. Yeah. I think we have a vote up, right, to choose from, and based on that, we will start creating an adventure game.
Very cool. President Zaddy in the YouTube chat saying, we want multiplayer games. There are multiplayer games on Play. Is there any ability to do so via Struct?
Yeah, actually, it's super easy. So I pull another character in here, and then I can just toggle this player. So now we have two players. And if I publish the game and share it with my friend, we will be having this character selection menu. And then you can select one of the characters and start a multiplayer game. And that's
just by putting two characters in the scene.
Yeah, it's super easy to do.
Honestly, I didn't know the answer when I asked President Zaddy's question. I'm very happy that I asked the question. That's very cool. That's so cool.
Of course, this is now a bot, but if you publish your game, as mentioned, and share it with your friends, you can hop in onto one server, and then,
that's so cool.
Works. But I think we should start terraforming the environment a little bit.
Sure. Did you want me to set up this poll?
Yeah, I think we can start the poll. I'll terraform the terrain a little bit, and then...
Sounds good.
We set
So while you're working on that, we basically wanted to bring in the Unity community to help influence Ulz's challenge. So Ulz came back and said, I've got 5 potential themes. Why don't we let the Unity community decide? So we're going to set up a poll. It will be open for 3 minutes here. It will be on the Twitch side. If you're on YouTube, super easy. Go to twitch.tv/Unity. The poll will be there in a moment. The 5 options for themes are Mystic Forest, Medieval Quest, Desert Ruins, Mad Scientist Lab, and Haunted Lands. So I'm going to start that poll. If you are already watching on the Twitch side, super easy. Just take a look at the poll at the top of your chat there. If you are on YouTube, hop on in there. It'll take you 2 seconds, and we will get things going here.
Yeah, in the meantime, I'll just terraform a little bit, and then, as I showed earlier, we can just apply the styling here. So whatever the community chooses, we can quickly change it up.
Yeah. Diego, if it's you voting in this poll, which one are you voting for? I mean, in theory, you can go vote in this poll, but which one are you leaning towards here?
That's a tough question. I would probably use like the haunted one. As for the haunted one, because
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's probably a bit tricky, but also I kind of like these games with some jump scare on it.
I'm into that. I'm definitely with you. I like a good horror game. I think it's fun. I'd be curious to see what we could make in a short period of time, just like that. For me, Mad Scientist Lab I think just as a term, just has a big hook. I think there's something so exciting about that. So, but I do love horror, like I said. So Haunted Lands. We do have people voting in there. It looks like you probably have about a minute and a half to cast your vote. Everyone gets one. Also, I looked away to pay attention to the poll, and looking back and seeing what Ulz has already worked to create is very exciting for me. So again, you have a couple more minutes here. Mad Scientist is currently in the lead, Mad Scientist Lab. So whatever one you prefer. It's always interesting to me. I think as a community manager, it's basically a sociology study, seeing as people vote and they're like, well, I don't want to vote for the one that's going to lose. You know what I mean? So they change their vote to the one that's winning. And it's like, but that's not how it should work. But here we are. I'll stop psychoanalyzing everybody in the community here. So again, a couple of moments left here for everyone to vote. Twitch.tv/Unity. Super easy. If you're hanging out with us, I want to say another big thank you to everyone for being here today. We do these live streams every Thursday and increasingly so on Tuesdays as well. All of them starting at 9 a.m. Pacific. That is noon Eastern and 4 p.m. GMT currently. But then we got daylight savings coming up, so that's always exciting to mess with all of the scheduling. But I will keep you posted on when that happens. But yeah, we've got a ton of different types of content. So thank you all for hanging out with us today. And we hope to continue to see you guys. And with that, the Mad Scientist Lab has squeaked out a victory with 36% of the vote, overtaking Mystic Forest, who had 32% of the vote. So your theme, Ulz, is Mad Scientist Lab.
Well, I was hoping for it, so...
That's the one you were hoping for?
Yeah, I was hoping for that, but I'm still a bit surprised.
Yeah.
So let's see. I would say we get some tree assets, like Dead Tree, Monster Tree maybe. And you can just simply mark them here with the star, and they will appear up in your favorites. So that's a good way to just browse assets. We can type in here maybe science and see what we got here. We have some sci-fi walls. I guess that kind of fits maybe
Sure.
Mad Labs theme. So let's get a gate, maybe some walls in here so we can create some variation. Some windows and some platforms maybe. That will be interesting. And we, of course, also need a main character. So maybe we are the science experiment. So maybe we turn into an animal or some. Yeah, let's see.
Ooh, fun.
Maybe the community.
Maybe we're like a rat in the lab and we're trying to escape the Mad Scientist Lab. That could be fun. That's an
That would be
adventure,
really
right?
interesting. Yeah. Let's see. if we
Diego,
have,
does that
like, a
count
rat.
as an adventure?
We have a rat monster.
If he managed to escape, yes.
Okay, good. We're going on an adventure.
So let's get our character in. That will be the rat monster.
Hold on, can you get me closer on that guy? Whoa! So there's not a standard rat, but there's this guy.
So let's say we are neutral. We even have some skins for this guy. So
Oh,
we'll
cool.
keep it on the normal one. Is the
Yeah.
player? Yes. You can also choose between first person, third person, or top-down camera views. So it's super easy to change. We have all the different behaviors. If you, for example, they would have an NPC that could guard you or defend you, for example, that's super easy to set up here. So this is our rat character. We can dash with shift, and I think we could be even smaller. I think we are quite big.
We're big rat.
Yeah, we'll go into the scaling and make us super tiny here.
Love it. I love it.
And then, of course, I think the styling should also meet the MATLAB. So let's see if we can find the styling here.
Yeah, great call out. As always is the case, every time we do one of these streams, I ask for the chat to name things, and you guys never fail. That's how we ended up with a series called Clocked and Loaded. Was C-Strawn in the chat was like, here's the name for your show. And I went, wow, that took 2 seconds. So if you guys have a name for our little rat friend here, please let us know. And it doesn't need to be Pikachu related, but I could see why your mind might take you there.
Maybe it's a lab on a different planet. I feel this looks pretty cool, actually.
I like it.
Yeah, and then maybe the water is lava.
Perfect.
We have the lava here, some poisonous swamp. I think either could work. Let's go with the green one. I think it contrasts really well here. And we need to start building. So let's build a lab here. So we would probably have some form of gate to enter the building. Then yeah, there we go. And this is quite a big gate. That's fine. Would have some walls here. And one pretty cool feature is that we have the snapping. So we can now also snap the objects.
Oh, shoot.
With Control D, we can also just duplicate them around. Somehow, did I turn it off? Oh yeah, I have to turn it on. There we go.
There it is. This is like watching a masterwork. So for context, I have very little to no game dev experience. But when we started this conversation, I was like, I'm going to pop in and just see if I can mess around with the tools. And I was like, you can accomplish a lot. And it's not really, I'm not going to say it's not difficult because all of game dev is. But like, it's very approachable for someone who has little to no experience. So I'm very eager to see if anyone else was eager to try Struct and give it a shot for this showcase. I'd be curious to see what people with a bunch of experience can accomplish.
So let's try to get a sense of scale here. We're the small rat. And of course, we can enter. I think that looks like a great hallway to enter. And we'll make it more complicated at the end. Close the first room up. And one great thing I'll go into depth in a moment as well with Struct is we have the behavior included.
That's
we
right.
could make some logic. So I'll just touch it right now, and then we will go more in depth later. So this tool allows you really to customize your gameplay and your mechanics. So in this case, I could say, look for a condition. So I look for a condition. This is anything that happens when you jump, when you dash, when you attack, when you get damage, etc. So in this case, I want to say when I jump. So when I jump, and I want to put this on repeat. So every time I jump, something happens.
Gotcha.
And then we have different actions up here. So we could say when I jump, I heal because I'm a mad scientist accident rat. I always get some health back. So that's maybe one of our specific abilities we have.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we set it to specific, so it's always us, not any other of the characters in the scene. So now if I set my health points, if I can find it here, yeah, health, and we can set our health points here. Maybe we start with 10, and then anytime I jump, I should maybe get some health back. Did I miss anything? We have
Isn't that healing?
Oh, healed by 1. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I have to lose some damage first, right? But that should still work, I think. Well, let's try scale so we can just showcase what I mean.
Yeah.
So anytime I jump, I will get bigger by 0.25, let's say. Copy that over in 1 second. So it's not instant, but it's a little bit more smooth. So now if I jump, I guess we can see it
A
a
little
bit
bigger every time.
Yeah, so eventually, yeah, we will not fit into the science lab anymore.
That's
but
great.
This is just as a demonstration what can be done with this tool as well. But we'll go more in depth into this later.
Of course, yeah, I'm very eager. I think this is the part that this seems very straightforward, drag and drop. This in my head I can conceptualize really well, but the behavior tree stuff I think is going to be very, very exciting. I do want to bring in a question from the YouTube chat. Paul Jean Formente is asking a question that I actually saw earlier as well. Can we export the game and then continue it in the Unity engine itself to add even more to it?
Yeah, that's definitely possible. We have the exporter tool. It can be a bit tricky, but we made sure that it is almost a smooth experience. So it should work 90% of the time, unless you go really overboard with the game from Struct. It should work just fine. But yeah, that's definitely possible, and that's one of our intentions with Struct as well, that you can just quickly prototype something, have maybe a good
That's what
idea.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, exactly, and then just put it into the Unity editor and really fully fledge it out.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a use case that people have done, but I think if you have an idea in mind, instead of sitting down and spending a long time trying to create that prototype, hopping in here and making something quick and I don't want to say easy, but making something relatively quickly as just like a concept or getting your idea out, I think is very, very cool.
Yeah, I might have screwed up the angles here a little bit, so it doesn't match up, but we can quickly fix that.
Kind of following up on that question, Seastron also asking, if I were to export, are the assets free to use? How do we deal with that if not?
Yeah, we made sure that we have all the licenses for the assets. Specifically, we have a category down here, which is Unity assets, and any asset that has the Unity logo in here can be exported. So there may be some cases still where this icon is not showing up. These will not be exported.
Gotcha.
They'll have a placeholder, right? If I'm not wrong.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure if they have, but I think they will just not show up, or maybe as a cube. That's right. Yeah, the angles are still a bit off, but maybe we can build like a pathway down here. My idea right now. Always a little bit spontaneous.
That was a good pivot. You're like, instead of fixing all of the angles, this is now a hallway. I like that.
Yeah, and we probably should get some platforms for the ground as well. I'm not sure why, but sometimes my camera is super quick here. I guess because I'm streaming, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's my fault, basically.
Always is, no. Here we go. I probably should have built the ground first, honestly. Maybe we don't build the ground. I think the ground is fine.
I like the color, so at least there's that. And also, like, in theory, and I'm making the headcanon here, they came to this planet to set up this lab. They could only bring so many materials. They said, we don't need a floor. There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The floors, yeah, it's just a part of the lab. So let's build like some windows in here. I think I really started off angled. Now everything's off angled. My mistake. But I guess you could spend hours and hours building a world that sometimes can go into really details, like especially if you consider the environment.
Like, that's
like
a lot
trees.
of space, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like we can just place some trees here, that's fine. But if you want to really make the world come alive, I mean, yeah, there's no limit to your imagination.
Right.
We'll keep it quite sparse here for now.
Yeah, I mean, you've got about 30-ish minutes, so whatever you feel you can accomplish in that time.
Yeah. Then let's try to wrap up this lab here and then get to building some logic. And since we are having an adventure game, I think we definitely need some form of goal.
Smart. Yep.
So let's get 2 more of those.
Is there a tool where you can, or a way to be even more precise with your rotation angles? Or does it kind of snap to what you need it to be for this room? Like, could you say rotate this 90 degrees?
There's not at the moment, but that's actually a very solid feedback point. We could probably include some form of hotkey that it always snaps to like 5 degrees or something. I have not considered it yet, honestly.
Again, for
And-
a very free tool, very cool. Very cool to see. Diego, how many games have you made in Struct?
Published probably like 5.
That's
But
actually really impressive.
Yeah, but I tried to make like more than 20 or so. It's just like when you're in the middle of the creation process, you're like, maybe I would like to start something else right now.
Yeah.
And then you just like leave the project behind and never go back to it sometimes. But yeah.
It's a creator's mindset, I think, where you're like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, this is a great idea." But also I have 6 other great ideas. And C Strawn's calling out as well. Typical game dev. So I don't think you're alone in that one. So many creative ideas just flowing through the brains. And that's why I'm really excited for this showcase type of opportunity for people to show us what their creative brains are coming up with here.
So now I'm more thinking about the game goal. I'm just to trying to wrap it up. Of course, anyone in our community, you are free to go into the tool, try it out for yourself, and build a way better game environment and world than I did.
Yeah. But again, like you've worked on this for like 10 minutes and you've already got like a lab, and sure, it's a rough layout for one and it's got a room and a hallway, but like 10 minutes of this, like that was super quick. I'm very excited to see. Again, I hope essentially that people see this as part of and connect it to the adventure showcase, where they're like, oh, well, the game I'm working on is not, but maybe I'll hop in here for a few hours and try and create something really fun and really quick. Because I think it's so cool.
Yeah, now I'm thinking maybe we have to collect this key here first. That's like
Smart.
a sideboard chip. Add it into this room. Must be the end of the hallway, actually. Let's close it up.
Space janitor's closet, easy.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I messed up the scaling a little bit and the rotations here and there, but I think just to showcase what's possible is fine. You can also just scale it down. Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, sometimes if you look at games, you always see it from the player's perspective, right? And you never know how the game looks behind the scenes. So that's how games usually look behind the scenes. They can be quite messy.
Well, I think we talk about smoke and mirrors and some of the other things. We've done a show that I mentioned called Clocked and Loaded, where it's like, can you accomplish creating a tool? The one that we did previously was 2D player controller in 10 minutes. How it's different if you approach it and you have an hour versus a day. So those 3 kind of different things. And what we continuously learn is you can do something in a short period of time that's kind of just held together with bubblegum and dreams, and it works. And then there's other ways that if you had more time, you could go back and polish and do a little bit more, right?
Absolutely. I'm thinking maybe we get some form of desk or platform here.
Smart. I see a table.
Yeah. Table's good. Maybe have another key card pickup. I'll just put some assets in here just to keep my mind flowing. Let's see. Maybe we have like this container where we can put stuff in. We have like the food maker. Yeah, I'm thinking we have to bring the key card in here to win the game. Just very basic adventure. We get the key card. We come here, put it in here.
Diego, do we get the sign off? Yes, this is adventure.
I think for this to be an adventure, then you need to put an enemy. And maybe this enemy is following you, and you have some set of time to to accomplish the quest. Because there's also this condition, right? You need to finish the game within this specific amount of time. So Yeah, but like this would kind of fit into the adventure, I would say. I wouldn't disqualify Ulz for now.
There you go.
Yeah,
Qualified.
let's get a
Is that it?
cyborg ninja.
Is it? Perfect. Perfect. We're in space. It's great.
Quite a mad lab. We have also gray troopers here, maybe. Maybe that's more interesting. It's shooting, so this can be more fun to dodge.
Yeah, we're small. Easy. Oh, I mean, probably not easy, but we're small. That's maybe easier. While you're working, Ulz, I don't want to distract too much from the work that you're doing. That's cool. But if we're able to multitask, there are a couple of questions coming through that I'd love to ask you as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Refer360 on the YouTube side's asking, if we can export to Unity, is there an option to import from Unity? I think I know the answer, but you have the answer.
Yeah, that's currently not possible due to technical constraints. It will really help us to wrap it up again and put it into Struct, since Struct is very specialized tool in this case.
Yeah, if you kind of think of it as like, what's an analogy? You know those kids' toys where you have a block, you have a peg that you put in the specific shaped hole? Just imagine that like a Struct block, relatively small because it's a confined, condensed experience, and a Unity block is like this. So just trying to put the content of main Unity into Struct, there's things that would be missing inevitably. Zimnal on the YouTube side saying, can we use or upload our own assets?
That's currently not possible. That's definitely something we are looking into, but this can take a while until it's ready.
Yeah, I figure all of like the pre-baked assets that exist, they've got rigging, they've got things connected to them that are more than just a simple asset. So if you were to import your own asset, you're going to be missing some of the tools that are required to make that an interactable, more robust actual character or unit, those types of things as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Since like any type of asset we have in here comes with some form of components or scripts, so to say. It will be, this is the challenge we are looking into, but no promises. But let's see.
Yeah, of course.
But there's a bunch of different themes, so I don't think there will be anyone missing anything at the moment. And then, of course, you can export it into the Unity editor and get your own assets in there. So that's one way to do it.
But on that question, there's also like some people try to merge some assets and build something unique within the game.
Oh, that's cool.
And then afterwards, they go to the behavior and they add some actions to it so that it kind of gains some type of life. So, I mean, there are many things you can do, right? So
that's very fun. That's very, very fun. All right, so what are we working on now, Ulz? We're making our playable character a little bit more robust here. What are we working on?
Yeah, so for now, I will set the goal. Once we start the game, it says find the key. It will play it for once. So now if I start the game, it will say find the key. It's quite big, actually. Maybe we size us up a little bit again. Just a little bit. I think that should be better. Yeah, find the key.
Cool.
And this will go away after 3 seconds. Also, one
enemy
enemy
and be shot by a gun.
Yeah. Whoa. But currently doesn't do any damage. It seems like. And then we can come here into this room, find the key, and we have it in our inventory now. And now we have to make sure that we bring the key to this terminal in the game. There's currently no logic behind it. Let's get on that.
I'm always curious with like enemy logic, enemy behavior. If you tell that enemy, shoot your gun at the character, how do you go in and really modify how good they are at shooting at that character? And this is a really specific example, but I remember playing a lot of Perfect Dark on the N64. And then when they were like, put in an expert bot, they never missed a shot. And I was like, how do you make that feel fair as a game developer? I don't know if you have the answers in this moment, but just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very tricky question. I think for Struct, we have a accuracy of about 70 to 80%, not sure. Because if you have a multiplayer game and there's no one joining your server, the bots will take over and play with you, so it doesn't feel too empty. And yeah, of course, you don't want to go into the battlefield and then be shot instantly. So I think there's like a 70 to 80%, around 70 to 80% accuracy.
Gotcha.
Actually, that's a good point. Maybe we add a slider here sometime later, which you can define as a developer, and then say, hey, I actually want those bots to be 100%. So that would be one customization option.
Very, very cool.
So I was about to make sure that we bring the key here. So I am in the behavior tool, and I added a new object down here and called it key. So what we now have to do is basically reference the key. So if we go in here, see this one, and then the UI got away. Now I can pick it up here, and it should show up here. Sci-fi chip pickup. All right. And then I want to check if the pickup is in proximity. Let's see. We have the on proximity. So if the key closer than, let's say, to myself, which is the container, and these both need to be specific, then we want to end the game. So instead of going up and down here, I can just look for end game and add that here, and we win. So this is like a three-part or two-part logic that you can build. And there's many, many more, of course, right? So these are the actions. So you can add force, change the environment, team, clear inventory, weather, end the game, heal. We also have a camera, so you could basically build cutscenes with it. You can play sounds or different animations, dialogues. And we have a lot of conditions, like picking up stuff, being close to something, touching something, touching the ground. So if you really want to make like this, the floor's lava game.
Oh, right.
We have also logic nodes, actually. And this is probably very interesting for all the more advanced developers. So we have math and multiplying vectors, saving distances, etc. So you can really build complex logic. I've seen some of our devs building really cool stuff with it, where they see basically where the character is looking at in the direction. They save the position and multiply it by like 10, and then spawn a meteor there, and then falls from the sky, and then big explosions, really cool stuff.
Cool.
So you could build custom abilities, custom game rules, etc. All is possible. I want to keep this super simple right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if the key is close to our container here, we win the game. And
Great.
actually, let's add some more of the enemies here. And I set them to roam around, so they will just not just stay around, but also move around a little bit, so it's a bit more interesting. One more in the final.
I feel like this is going to be challenging.
Yeah, I may have to balance it, but let's see.
I'm just curious to see.
I'm not sure why the walls got.
They very quickly. Dang, okay. Key collected. 125 health still. Oh, you're fine. There are 3 people trying to kill you right now.
Oh, I may have forgot something here. Really quick.
Is it because the key's in your inventory and not just...
Oh, actually, that might be maybe the case. But so this is on repeat. Inventory. I don't want to clear the inventory. Am I missing something? Maybe we don't have to set it to specific. That's the jinx of it. Mm-hmm. But I may be completely wrong with what I'm doing here.
It's okay. I mean, if I've learned anything about game dev, it is repeated testing is always a necessity. It's exactly. Always things changing. So this just makes sense to me.
Ooh. Curious. All right, let's check that again. So it's actually looking for that specific object, which is now in inventory. I guess that's not working.
Okay.
So let's look for another condition. Maybe we can double check here.
But does it need the repeat toggle?
Up here, you mean? Yeah, it repeated. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it doesn't need it in this case, but I think it still will not work. Hmm. Yeah, that's very interesting. Maybe there's another way to check it. I guess with the logic nodes, you would be able to do it, honestly.
Another thought that I had, can you have multiple win conditions?
You could have multiple win conditions, yes.
Okay. So like
we
if
have,
we had set it up somewhere else, it's not a
yeah, we could also set multiple executes. So
oh dang, okay, cool.
you can do that, for example. We have also flow nodes, which will allow you to randomize, for example, outcomes. So you could connect them. Let me actually get rid of this and get more into detail with this logic here. You could randomize stuff. So you could say, if I have a specific condition here, let's say on attack. Now, of course, I'm on the container, but if I attack, then on random occasions, I will get damage, for example, right? This is a little bit buggy. I'm not sure why. Come on.
You stacked them too close together.
Yeah, seems like it's so. Here we go. Closing and opening always helps. So, and then we could have different outcomes, right? We could either heal, for example. We could get damage, change our position, or spawn enemies, and you can really connect them up and have different outcomes. So this will now randomize between these two actions here. We also have repeat stuff, so you could just repeat stuff like this, and then it will repeat the nodes below it until infinity. Basically, you could also say repeat until success.
Oh, cool.
So if the nodes below it reach and are successful, then it ends this node graph. But yeah, there's a lot of experimentation for you to discover, and we have also great resource on our Discord where our community shares all of their crazy graphs they have built. We have seen quite daunting things with what our community has built with this.
I mean, that's some of my favorite stuff too, right? Is like not only seeing the submissions to things and being able to play the final product, but then having people be able to brag about like, hey, look at how I accomplished this. I think is always super, super fun. I think we have some people trying to suggest solutions to our key win condition. I don't know if we're still dedicated to trying to figure that out specifically, but yeah, is there a on interact functionality or like an equip type of solution? I mean, at this point, we're just throwing everything out here. There we go.
I tap say myself. It's the container. And I guess we need to check somehow that we have the key.
I think did you remember to also like configure the specific asset after setting up the nodes?
Yeah, that's the toggle you mean here? Yeah.
Outside of the nodes window.
Yeah. You can reference it here. Right?
Yeah.
That's what you mean? Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That should. Yeah, I'm completely lost here why it doesn't work. Should have looked it up beforehand, but honestly, we can make something up right now.
Yeah.
So let's say, we end the game when I click container. I think that's also fine. We have double tap, and drag, so there's a lot of options for you.
Okay, cool.
And then let's see if we can just go in there.
Whoa. Tap. Win.
There we go. Yeah.
Very
so the logic definitely works. I've got something wrong with setting it up, I guess. But that's fine.
No, that's great. The bull saying, imagine being a trained military operative and having to chase a giant dashing rat around a lab trying to steal a key and open doors. Video games. Wild.
Definitely. And we could also have some basic logic, like here, if we click in the platform here, for example, and we jump on it. So the player, we reference the player here. And then we say when the player collides with us. So this is a bit more complex node here.
Okay.
We have a start collision. So if you hit the object, we have while colliding. So anytime while you collide basically, and end of collision. So you jump off the platform. And I think I will make it jumping off the platform. Show why it's a little bit tricky here. So when player collides with us, and on end collision, we want to send action add force to the player. Let's say we want to shoot him up into the sky. Let's say 200 in the Y direction. Now, if I reference the player here, and we jump on the platform, and then we jump off of it, should catapult me. It doesn't. I got something wrong today. I'm not sure what it is. It's on repeat. Let's put it actually on the start. So we touch it, and then we should shoot up into the sky. That works. We will see. Oh, something happened. I'm not jumping actually.
Oh, you're just nonstop dropping. Woo, woo, woo.
Let's jump on it and then see what happens. It's like this. Come on. Maybe we add some other direction as well here.
Maybe we just go bigger. Maybe we go thousands.
Yeah, now it's jumping in one direction.
So maybe that is the 200. Maybe we need like a 2,000 jump.
I think 2,000 sounds reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, bigger is always better. C-Strong asking and people discussing as well in the chat. Could we make a 2D game in this platform?
Technically not, but you could use the behavior platform. Right? Yeah, you can use the behavior platform to cheat it a little bit by setting up the camera. So while we were developing this feature, we tried out the Flappy Bird game, and that was definitely possible. So it will be 2.5D, but
yeah, that's the only game development that I've ever done. Woo! 2000's a win! Oh no! Yeah. Poor little guy. Perfect. Oh, and he bounces.
Yeah, it will not stop anymore. I guess I have to set it to once, honestly, so it doesn't repeat it.
2000 strong. I'm glad that we went to 2000, everybody.
So you could build a vertical tower game, I guess. So you go up.
That's cool, yeah.
And build like bouncing things.
I think just looking at this and like just the number of people who've already proposed ideas and concepts, and those are the same thing, and just like I think it's inspired inspiration in a really, really fun way, and just seeing people be like, oh shoot, you know what I could make with this is really fun. So if anyone does submit, because again, I would encourage everyone to submit to the adventure showcase on play.unity.com. That's the reason we're here, is to tell you to come and do this. We get you very excited for it as well. If you do submit, firstly, let us know in the chat of one of these streams, but also let us know if you created using Struct, because I'm very curious to see what everyone comes up with always, but additionally so just seeing some more of this tool. Yeah,
so it just crashed now for some reason.
We broke it. Was it the 2000 jump that we did maybe?
I don't think that's a problem.
Okay, good.
It's just my computer maybe have run out of memory.
Mm-hmm.
But the draft is saved automatically, so we can just go right back in.
Gotta love autosave.
Yeah, exactly. No need to worry about saving or losing any progress.
Mm-hmm. As someone who edits a lot of video, nothing is going to stop me from doing a project more than something crashing and me losing tons of hours of work because I don't save regularly enough. I'll never come back after that.
I will make use of this run in parallel and the repeat actually. So this will run once. It will say find the key or not. I mean, we will not find the key anymore. And then
just run to the end.
Exactly. We will run this in parallel. So we can run 2 branches basically.
Okay.
Somehow my mouse. Okay, there we go. Yes.
Oh, whoa. More
run
layers.
In parallel. It did the same thing again. Okay, we can just use this one. And the second one will be repeated. That's fine. And here I want to have something more interesting. let's see. Can we make a spawn? And then we will add like a monster. Spawn a monster.
Mm-hmm.
At position. That's the reference. Yeah. Let's say position is. Actually, we can use the spawn at object. I think that's more interesting. Then it will spawn around us. Around us by maybe like 5 or 15. And we call it new monster, so it doesn't throw us any errors.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
New monster. And then we just have to reference a monster. And I was thinking maybe we use the monster tree here.
Oh, that was monster tree. I thought it was just a tree.
Yeah, now it should actually start spawning. Oh, actually, we still fly up into the sky. Did I not set the reference right? Actually, I have to set this one to monster. Yeah, and then let's get rid of the platform that shoots us up. And the reference from spawn and object cannot be the same as object. Yes, of course, because I messed it up a little bit. So let's get rid of this one again. Create new monster. So this will be our reference. Now it should work just fine. I was thinking, and it kind of does.
Turned around and there was just an army of them. Well,
Yeah,
the spawn feature works.
They keep spawning. So.
That's great. Oh man.
Yeah, so I saw a prototype for like a vampire survival type of game.
Oh, great!
Where you can build different waves and it will spawn different enemies over time.
Yeah.
So that this would be definitely possible. I guess we would need then a bit more logic here, like timers, etc. So we would have like a wait, for example, so it doesn't keep spaming it. Spams the spawning.
Yeah, spam spawning. Not easy to say, but it makes sense.
So now every 2 seconds one will spawn. And we could also work with variables. So we have all the options like a float. We can set integers, booleans. So you could really check if something happened, set numbers like countdown, for example. So I think 80% of your game ideas is possible with this tool. Of course, if you have a full-fledged editor like the Unity editor, more or all is possible. But I think this is a really great entryway for anyone that hasn't really touched game development or wants to get into game development and really wants to bring the ideas on the table and see how it works. Maybe later down the line, export it into the Unity editor and get starting there.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good tool to get started and get into game development.
I'm right there with you. This seems very, very cool. I mean, it's already been called out in chat that like, if I, as someone with little to no experience, wanted to give it a shot, this would probably be my entry point. Like this would be so much easier to do as opposed to learning coding, hopping in Unity, doing everything. Sure, there's the more robust features and tool sets and the possibilities are limitless. But as someone just learning for the first time, this looks like the way. I don't know. And let me be honest with this as well. We did this in October last year at Unite, and I was like, this is kind of awesome for creating content with these channels. Like to bring in a guest who knows how to use Struct and say, hey, we need you to create X, Y, and Z with these limitations in an hour. Go ahead and have people try to make that happen. I think would be so fun and encourage other people to play along with us and create as well. Anyhow, this is awesome. Everyone should go and check out Struct. Everyone should go and check out play.unity.com and make sure that you are working towards submitting for this adventure showcase. It's something that we'll continue to remind you of on all of the live streams that we have here. We'll go through everything kind of each week just as a reminder because we want as many of you to submit as possible. We love the Unity community. I love being able to interact with you all here in the live streams. So we would love to see you all submit so that we can showcase some of your work. It's something that we've talked about in the live streams. Like, hey, what if we just play your games? This would be a great way for you guys to get your stuff on display here. Diego, do you want to remind everybody, maybe they joined late, maybe they're just getting here, how they can submit and what they can win?
Yeah, just a reminder, this showcase, the Adventure Showcase, will be running for 47 days to the end of the next month. So they just need to go to Unity Play. Should I be sharing a screen? Oh, yeah, there it is.
We got the guy. The guy's got us. Don't worry.
So just go to the link, and then you will find the Adventure Showcase. Click there. Make sure to read the rules and make an adventure-themed game and submit. And then you just have to wait. We will analyze the game. The team will play all the games. And yeah, I think that's it. I wish you luck, and we'll find the top 5 and share.
Yeah, we'll have the top 5, and again, we'll come back. Maybe we'll bring other fun Unity guests with us, and we'll play some of the winners once we know who they are. I think that's going to be very, very fun. Yeah, Ulz, Diego, thank you both for joining us. Thank you for kind of showcasing all of your knowledge set and all the hard work that you guys put in, and giving everybody a little bit of a taste here. Alex calling out in the YouTube chat, 47 days is a lot of time. So you can get in there and you can create a ton of very, very cool things. Remember, it doesn't need to be something new that you've created. You can submit pre-existing things that you'll need to do so on the play.unity.com. So you'll need the WebGL build, but lots of opportunities, and you don't have to start from scratch. I imagine, since we've already talked about people having 100 ideas, that maybe one of the ideas you started and never finished, you could probably get across the finish line in the next 47 days for this opportunity as well. Avalux asking in chat here, is there functionality to convert the wire diagram into editable code if you wanted to go deeper or learn more? Or is the code behind the scenes not really set up for human to be human readable with Struct?
It's not humanly readable, so this is, I think, also one part that will not get exported, unfortunately. But we are working on it. There's going to be more updates in the future, and hopefully this will be something we can solve.
Awesome.
And even simplify.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots of work to do. We get all the feedback from the community, from you guys.
It's very cool to see, right? Yeah. I think that's fantastic. And I'm so grateful to everybody for being here. Again, Diego and Ulz, thank you guys. We're going to sign off, but don't go anywhere because we'll check in with you guys again in a moment. But thank you again. Everyone in chat, please show a little love for Diego and Ulz, our first time guests. You guys crushed it. I hope you guys had fun.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Awesome. We'll chat with you guys in just a second.
Even I was a little bit nervous, but I think we got the idea across. Yeah.
Understand. 100%. It's nerve-wracking doing something live in front of an audience, because if it doesn't go 100% right, you're like, uh-oh. So I'm with you. I understand, but you guys did great. Thank you guys. Bye.
Awesome.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Unity community, it is you and me now for just a couple of moments. Thank you again so much for joining us here. If you joined halfway through the stream and you want to go back through on a VOD, youtube.com/unity/streams, and you can go all the way back through this thing. Next week, GDC is happening. It is a big deal. We are bringing you 4 streams in 3 days. We will be announcing all of those streams on Monday. So make sure to come back, because we've got some big streams. Some that are so big, I'm not even allowed to tell you what they are yet. But on Monday, we will have all of the events live on YouTube, and we will have our schedule out on social media, as well as the Discord. So please come back, because some of those streams, I promise you, you do not want to miss. 2 of the streams I can tell you about, we will be doing a watch party for the IGF Awards. That's, again, all of celebrating indie game excellence. Come join some of the Unity team in checking out those and live reacting. And we'll be doing a game show on Thursday next week that will allow that you guys will have control over the rounds, the structure, lots of opportunities for you to interact and influence the game. It should be very fun. And then again, 2 more streams on Tuesday and Wednesday that I can't talk about yet, but will be very, very cool. So please come and check those out. As always, go and check out our Discord and discussions, and stay connected to the Unity community. Until I see all of you next, my name's Jackson. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.